if you could just grasp the power of innate intelligence.
Marina, Alex, Eugenie, Stefani, Nina, Josh. Don't worry, I won't bite. And you guys all know each other. So you can put your cameras on. They'll be amazing. They'll be amazing. You are going to become chiropractors after all, which means you have to speak to people and see people. So pop your cameras on, put your cameras on. Yeah. Don't worry. It's 7 o'clock at night where I am too. You can be in your pajamas. It's fine.
Yes, perfect. Yes. So Ryan, just to tell you a bit about what's happening, we first going to introduce Sigma Dynamics just in French, if that's all right with you. Just going to talk about our values and everything like that. After that, I'll introduce you, and after that, the stage will be yours, and I'll let you speak.
Amazing.
If that's all right with you.
That's amazing. Perfect.
Perfect. Super
awesome.
Super cool.
So we start the conference. So now I will present Sigma Dynamics, as you said. Donc Sigma Dynamics, vous le savez pour la plupart, mais il y en a peut-être qui ne sont jamais encore venus au conf. Donc on tient à le présenter. C'est quelque chose qu'on a développé au début avec Léo. Maintenant, on est une team de 8 et on compte à faire durer ça dans le temps. Notre but, c'est de développer encore plus la chiro et le développement personnel et rendre ça accessible à tout le monde. Parce que en fait, quand on arrive à l'école, on sait pourquoi on est là, on sait pourquoi on veut aider les gens. Et pour nous, c'est super important de rester connecté à ça tout le long déjà de la scolarité. Et après, une fois qu'on aura le cabinet, rester bien connecté avec ça en fait. Et avec les conférences, par exemple, les séminaires, on trouve que c'est une bonne façon de pouvoir garder ça. So Ryan, I have just said that we created Sigma Dynamics 3 years ago with Leo, who was playing the music right before. And so we created that to share everything about vitalistic chiropractic, to allow everybody to find our way and to evolve thanks to inspiring chiropractors like you. So I let you introduce yourself and we go for 1 hour conference.
Perfect. Merci, Rodrigo. Thanks, Rodrigo. So I'd really like to introduce Dr. Ryan. Dr. Ryan grew up and studied chiropractic at the Durban University of Technology in South Africa. After graduating, he moved to the UK with his wife, who is also a chiropractor. Ryan, he owns 9 offices with over 100 team members that serve thousands of patients every single week. He further helps chiropractors all over the world to grow their practices. I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time to share and connect with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Ryan Reider.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all. First of all, let me just say, again, if you're joining us, try pop your camera on. It'll be great to see your faces wherever you are in the world. Then I just quickly want to say, Hugo, Rodrigo, and my DJ, is it Leo? Yeah. I should say, first of all, anyone that, if you've heard, has anyone heard me speak before? Has anyone heard me speak before on this call? Look at me. Okay, great. You guys, a few of you have. Okay. Yeah, great. You have. I'll tell you a bit about me in a moment, but, I speak a lot all over the world, and I always start by saying this. One of my greatest mentors taught me that the secret to success is to show up. So it's 7 o'clock at night in France, isn't it? Right now, you guys, 7 o'clock at night. Raise your hand if you could be doing something else right now. Raise your hand if you could be doing something else. How many of you could be watching another film or show or do so? You could be doing something else, right? Is anyone on this call have kids? Does everyone have kids? No. Has anyone? And let's just see if I can see hands. Anyone got kids on this call? You see, if you want to look like me, don't have kids. Okay. So I've got kids. So this is like bedtime and everything. So I just want to say, whether you've got kids or not, or whether you've got other stuff to be doing, you could be studying, whatever. Listen, one thing I know is if you're on the call at 7 o'clock at night as a student, that's even more impressive. I just want to say congratulations for showing up, because I promise you that 80% of the planet don't show up. When they have like a guest speaker, got an opportunity to learn something from someone, got an opportunity to learn something from someone, how not to do it even, they won't show up. So everybody, please do me a favor. Just everybody do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. If I'm looking at you, do this. I'm waiting for you, Justine. I can see you. I can see you. Good. Now pat yourself in the back and say, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Great. And some of you are like, oh no, what is this guy? So great job for showing up. You guys you're amazing for showing up. I really appreciate it. And then also, if it wasn't for Hugo, Rodrigo, and my DJ, Leo, I wouldn't be here either. So can we give them all a big wave and just say thank you for just a big wave and just give them a big thanks for organizing this. Give them a little bit more love than that, guys. Gee, give them a little bit more love. Good job, good job, good job. So I'm not going to take too much time of you guys tonight. I know you've all got better stuff to be doing. I have got approximately 50 minutes with you now, so I'll crack on straight away. In the chat, so I know where you guys are at. Can you tell me what year, what years are you? What years are you in the chat? So give me like, what year chiropractic are you? And just give me some, like how, or tell me how long till you qualify. If you qualified, tell me year 1, 5 year, 5th year, 3rd year. Okay. Second. If anyone qualified, type that in the chat too. If you're just joining us, please put your camera on so I can see you. That'd be amazing. Anne and Carla and Martine and Eugenie. Josh, put your camera on so I can see you. Dimitri. Cara, 5th year. Eugenie, thank you. Graduated, awesome. Pauline, 3rd year, awesome. Leo, 5th. Vanina, 1st year. Wow, you guys are amazing. When I was in 1st year, there was no ways I was quite as attentive as this. Okay, great. Awesome. And then are you all based now in Paris, or you're all over the place? Okay, so type in the chat. Where are you? Where are you joining me from? Where are you joining me from? Where are you right now? Where are you right now? So I know where you guys are. Type in the chat. Oh, okay, Toulouse, Barcelona, awesome. Marseille, lots from Toulouse, eh? Barcelona, very nice, very nice, very nice. Lots from Toulouse. Okay, awesome. Okay, fantastic. Okay, great. Good. Okay, so tonight, I mean, let me just start quickly by telling you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to give you Bordeaux. Adri, good to see you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got to where I'm at. Those of you, I don't know if anyone can guess my age. This is not a rude question. Who can guess my age in the chat? What's my age? Who can guess how old am I? I've got 9 practices and we turn over $7 million every single year. I've got $3 million businesses I run. I'll tell you about now. Somebody said 30. Yes. That's good. You guys are doing well. No, 41. 43. Oh my word, it's my bald head. What are you guys doing to me here? Don't laugh so hard. Don't laugh. Okay, cool. So I am 36. I'm 36. Okay, I'm 36. I started my business. We've got 9 practices, Halsa Care Group. You can Google us, HALSA, Halsa Care Group. I started my practice. My business partner and I started the group when I was 26. So type in the chat if you are within 3 years of 26 or 5 years of 26. Like, tell me how, if you feel comfortable, tell me how old you guys are in the chat. How old are you in the chat? So do we have like 22? Okay, you got 24. Rodrigo, I was only 2 years older than you. 28. David, I was younger than you when I started this business. Same age as you. Manon, same age. 36. Marie, your best years ahead of you. That's my age. Okay, 24, same age as me, right? So I was 26. God, I knew nothing about it. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'd already spent 2 years, just telling my whole story. I spent 2 years as an associate, which I highly recommend. I learned so much as an associate. And if I go right back, as you guys said, I qualified in Durban. I'm actually on vacation with my family. I'm in this beautiful hotel in Durban, South Africa. If you want to see what it is, it's my favorite hotel in the world. It's called the Oyster Box. You can see it's a really fancy, it's beautiful place. You've been there, you go. It's an amazing hotel. It's just incredible, and like private beach, and they, you go down to the beach and they set up for you and your towels and your beach stuff and the bucket of water for your kids, and it's just amazing hotel. Google it, the Oyster Box in Durban, my favorite hotel in the world. And we're here for 5 or 6 days. I'm traveling the world with my family, and the only reason I can do that is because I've scaled my businesses. And it all started back when if I go right back to the beginning, I studied chiropractic. I met my wife, who was I always joke, my wife is the only reason I passed. Those of you that are dating someone in your class, we know why. Okay, we know why. So for me, my wife is the only reason I passed. People say, your better half. She really is my better half. Amazing chiropractor also. And we now have 5 first-generation chiropractors. Hugo, actually, myself, my wife, my brother's a chiropractor. If you guys have seen, does anyone on this call know who Russell Brand is? Do you know Russell Brand? Very famous. My brother is Russell Brand's chiropractor. So if you go Google Russell Brand chiropractic, you'll see my brother. So he sees Russell Brand. And then his wife's a chiropractor, just about to have her first baby. And then my sister-in-law is also a chiropractor here in South Africa. So 5 chiropractors. Our dinner time conversation is very boring, as you can imagine. It's all about chiropractic and everyone teases us, but we love it, right? And then, but it wasn't always like that. Like today, I have 9 practices. We turn over $7 million a year. We see over 3,000 people every single week, over 3,000 people in the business for years. And to my knowledge, we're the largest group of chiropractic that's privately owned in the world. And there's only 2 groups I know that are backed by big money, like in the banks, that are bigger than us. But I don't know anyone that's private, just me and my business partner. That's it, in the world. So to get to that, it certainly wasn't always like that. When I was a student, I was actually very unmotivated. I remember finishing chiropractic school, and I actually didn't want to be a chiropractor when I finished. Hugo, Rodrigo, Leo, all of you like doing this type of thing. If I didn't have this, do you know, raise your hand if you know what the green books are. Raise your hand if you know what the green books are. Do you know that I didn't know what the green books were when I finished? You got it, Lucas. Yes, Aurelian, good. You know that I finished, I qualified as a chiropractor, and nobody told me about the green books. Nobody told me. Isn't that insane? Anyway, I didn't even want to be a chiropractor when I finished, and this is a true story. This is what a lecturer looked at me in my final year, and he said, "Don't do it." And I said, "What do you mean, don't do it? I've been studying for 6 years." He said, "Don't do it. It's too hard. It's too hard to make it." Now, let me ask you, what experience was he talking about? Was he talking about whose experience? He was talking about what? His own, right? So college prepares you, it gets you ready. And I just had 1 or 2 bad experiences. And I actually went to my wife and I moved to London, and I actually downloaded the application form to become a medical doctor. True story. I was so disillusioned. I didn't know what chiropractic was. There was nothing like this. There was no Hugos or anyone sorting out events like this for me when I was a student. So you guys are very, very blessed. If you guys are doing this often, you're very, very blessed. And anyhow, so long story short, I had to pay for this. And I went to apply for my first associate job. And I'll never forget, I walked into that room, and it was like a new profession. I didn't even know what I was looking at. People were coming and going. It was open plan. You don't have to practice open plan, by the way, but this practice open plan, I've never seen that. People were smiling. People were giving hugs. I mean, I was like, what is this place? This is not how I studied. What the hell? And on my first day, I was observing, the chiropractor said to me, all I want you to do, it was a test. He said to me, all I want you to do is go speak to as many people as possible. And all he was doing was watching me to see if I would speak. And that's why I encourage you to put your camera on. If you're going to be a successful chiropractor, you have to be in front of people. You have to see people. You have to talk to people. This is a good place to practice, because I'm going to ask you guys to share in a moment. And I went to speak to my very first patient like I hadn't even started practicing yet. And I never forget, I walked up to the guy and I shook his hand and I started speaking to him, and he had a walking stick. He had a walking stick. And I started telling him I was just about to start my first job, if you will, as a chiropractor. And he looked at me and he said, "Young man, don't you ever let somebody have this." And he pointed down, and he had a routine discectomy, or routine, if you know it, I don't know if that translates, but a routine discectomy, and just for a disc bulge. And he was left partly paralyzed down one side of his body. And he said, "Don't you ever let somebody do that surgery. You tell them to go to the chiropractor first. You make sure they come to you first." And in that moment, you know what struck me? In that moment, who had more certainty in chiropractic? The patient or me? In that moment, I was like, this guy, first of all, I don't know what he's talking about, because I'd never experienced this. And here's this guy with a walking stick, and he's just telling me about how I should be telling everyone about chiropractic. And it was literally in that moment that, a lot of people say that another chiropractor gave them certainty. They watched someone on stage, and for me, that was the first person that I went, wow, if he can have that much certainty in chiropractic, there must be something in it. There must be something in it. You guys are a bunch of students. So is it okay if I swear? Is it okay if I swear? Yeah. So that was an oh shit moment for me. It was an oh shit moment. That was an oh shit moment. And I was just blessed enough to work for a chiropractor that really exposed me to philosophy of chiropractic and a bigger picture, the bigger picture. And it was more driven by the patients than anything else. My first day, and I was observing, I was training, I was learning, and his wife went into labor. His wife went into labor to have a baby. And my story is, the first day I ever adjusted as a chiropractor, I had no idea what I was doing. I saw 2 patients short of 100. I had 98 adjustments in the first day I ever practiced as a chiropractor. How many of you think I didn't know what I was doing? I didn't know what I was doing. How many think I was scared? I was shitting myself. Shit, I don't know what I was doing. But here's the beautiful thing about chiropractic. BJ Palmer said, and I'm paraphrasing. He said something to the effect of, one of the things I've learned, for all of you that are just about to go into chiropractic, just raise your hand. How many of you have just started seeing patients like for the first time, like this year or last year, whatever? Okay, Rodrigo in clinic, Alexandra. Here's the amazing thing about chiropractic that you all have to understand is BJ Palmer said something to the effect of, if someone's subluxated, you could smack them with a shovel in the backside. And if you move the bone, they will get better. Okay. Now, why am I telling you that story? Because you know how lucky we are that I mean, you become a master over time, right? You're not going to, the first few years you adjust, you're going to be learning. But I want you to know how amazing this thing is that we get to adjust people where we don't know what we're doing and they still heal. They still heal. And something like, what? So I want you to get better at your skill, but we are not too many professions is the thing that we do so good that when we do it, people heal in spite of us. You guys understand? Are you with me? Give me a wave. Give me a wave. Give me a wave. Give me a wave if you're with me. I don't even know why they heal, how they heal. It wasn't me. I don't know what I was doing. I just found what I thought was a subluxation at the time. I just trusted myself and I just moved the bone. I just adjusted and people got better. Right. And then over time, you start honing your skill and you're understanding why you do it. So the reason I'm telling you that story is don't think that when you first start seeing patients, don't think you're not going to make a massive difference in their life. Even if it's the first patient you ever adjust, never underestimate what a massive impact you can make on that person's life, Is that okay? Give me a thumbs up. Is that okay? Give me a thumbs up. Those of you adjusting someone tomorrow, the person you adjust tomorrow, you have the ability to change their life. You think you don't know what you're doing yet? Welcome to the club. It never goes away. You never fully know what you're doing. But you will change people's lives if you lay your hands on them and you trust yourself and you adjust them from that point. And I was just blessed enough to be exposed to a chiropractor that then showed me this way and showed me this place. So I've got a couple of things. Some of you said what you want to learn. Okay. If you move the bone, people get better. So if you have some, by the way, if you guys are learning something, type in the chat. If there's something I say that's not good, type in the chat. So I haven't got all that much time with you tonight, but I asked you to give me some feedback from you guys and what you wanted me to cover tonight. And if I had to actually, can I do it right now in the chat? Just quickly, just type some things in the chat that you'd like me to cover. Just quickly. If someone's got something burning desire, I want to know. What's in the chat? What do you like, Ryan? I want to know this. What do you want to know about? What can you I can teach forever, by the way. I can teach forever. So what in the chat? Type in the chat. Blanche, or type in Alex, type in the chat. Valentine, Benjamin, Emma, Laura, Josh. Type that key points on marketing. Okay, cool. What else? What do you want to learn? What do you want to learn? What do you think this bald, crazy freaking guy can teach you? What do you think I can teach you? How do you get patients? How do you do marketing? Keep typing in the chat. Okay, so marketing. Oh, good one, Lucas. Okay, motivation. Cool. Keep typing. Adri, Manon. Cool. Great question. Keep typing. What can I advise for someone first year? Okay, great. I've got some ideas. So if you're ready, give me a double thumbs up. Are you ready? Are you ready to go? Cool. Let's do it. So I've got a couple things for you. First, I'm going to teach you 3 triangles. How many triangles? Show me with your fingers. Hello. 3 triangles. Thank you, Laura. That's it, Laura. There you go. Laura and co. Okay, so 3 triangles. Teach you 3 triangles. I believe they're some of the most important triangles in chiropractic, in business. I'm going to talk a lot about business today because you run a business. Don't let anybody teach you anything else. You run a business. You just happen to heal people in your business, but you need to think of it as a business. Okay, you do run a business. So I'm going to teach you 3 triangles, and I'm going to teach you my 3 golden rules for opening a new practice. You guys ready to learn it? Give me a wave. Are you ready? Good job. Okay, great. First, I'm going to share my screen. Hugo. So Hugo, can you allow me to share? If you just go to, you should have a little, yeah.
Yes, we'll take care of that. I think Leo can do that.
You're going to be the leader of the conference. You have to add people.
Leo, all you do is there's a little arrow next to share. Just click and I say allow participants, participants to share. And then nobody click share by mistake on your computer. I don't want to see what's on that computer screen. Thank you very much. Lucas, you're laughing a little bit too hard there. Okay, cool. No, it's still not working.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Or you just go to participants. And then if you click on participants, then you scroll over my name and then make me the host, co-host.
Yeah, sure.
So if you go to participants at the bottom and then scroll over my name and then just make me co-host, and that should work. I just need to be able to.
You are.
There we go. Okay, awesome. So let's go iPad. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. Able to connect. Okay, so we're having a little challenge to connect here, guys. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to sort out why.
Oh, good. Take your time.
Working. I don't know why it's not sharing. So let's stop share. Let's share again. Okay, there's another way around this that I can do. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, I know what I'll do. I might just give me one moment, guys. I've got an easier way to do this. Okay, can you guys see me? Can you see me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, let's see if this works now.
Now it seems to be working.
Cool. So that should work now. Okay, great. You guys can all see that, yes?
Yes, all good.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Great. So you can see it. So, okay, bear with me. So a couple of things I'm going to teach you today. I'm teaching you about 3 triangles they're business triangles, but very important business triangles. So listen up. There's only really 3. Everyone asks me, there's a couple. First, let me start this one. Everyone says to me, hey, Ryan, I truly believe that I've probably worked with more chiropractors, especially associates, or especially new graduates actually, than just about anyone on the planet. And people ask me all the time, what makes the most success chiropractor? Everyone, what makes a great success, a really, really cool chiropractor? So grab a pen and paper, and I'm going to share with you what I've seen before. Okay, so it's a triangle. There's only, of the thing, I've been involved with so many chiropractors now, but every single great chiropractor that I've ever worked with has great energy. And I know there's someone on this call, they're like, really? Like, Ryan, really? Just energy? Listen, people will pay to watch a fire burning. Let me say that again. People will pay to watch a fire burn. You got to be careful that you've got no fire for them to watch. In fact, I'm pretty sure someone on this call has paid to go look at wood burning, fire and energy. People will pay to watch your fire burn. And when they do, you make sure you serve them. But I've taught this one, and someone taught me this once, that to be able to heal anybody, to be able to influence anybody, the person with the highest energy always wins. For some of you right now, you're going, oh shit, I need to up my energy levels. Yep, you do. The person with the highest energy always wins. And you know what? It's more interesting saying this to younger people. I would much rather be a little bit weird and interesting and a little bit energetic and interesting than boring and broke. Okay. Some of you like, I promise you, the cool guys don't, they just step up, like have a bit of energy. They're normally broke. You know, people gravitate to energy. Someone had something different about you. There's nothing unique about someone that's cool. Like they don't act, they don't have nice energy. And I'll never forget, we had a chiropractor. There's a few people from Barcelona on this. We had a chiropractor and he was Spanish, and he came to work for us in London. And there's a true story. And his name was Miguel. And Miguel came to work for us, and he could not speak English when he moved to the United Kingdom. He could not speak English. He then came to work for me, and he could speak a little bit of English when he came to work for me. But I promise you, his English was so broken that I often heard him make up words. Here's a word. I walked past the room before, and I heard him say, "You have a subluxationitis." I swear to you, he made up shit all the time. Okay. He didn't know. But you know what? One of the busiest associates I've ever worked with. And you know what he used to do? Like, it's very European, yes. But people used to walk in and used to kiss them hello and used to hug them. And you could see everyone go, whoa, this is different. But he had cues out the door. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. And everyone's got a different, that's not the only definition of energy. You can have a great energy and be calm, but you've got to have more energy than other people. You've got to work on your energy levels. But let's be clear. If you want to be great at anything, you have to have great energy levels. Give me a wave if you understand that. Cog, pretty good. Yes, like you got to have great energy levels. And it starts by participation, being involved, doing something. Just do anything. Do you know how easy it is to be better than the person down the road? Just do anything. Because most people are not going to do anything. They don't do anything. Like they're so stuck. There's no energy. There's like, So you guys are already ahead of the curve because you're on this call and you're participating. And I promise you that makes a huge, huge, huge difference. So do this again. This lame thing, do this. Orion, come back and say, I'm awesome. And then go, this guy's crazy. Okay, number two. Every great chiropractor I know has empathy. It is our secret weapon. It is our secret weapon. As chiropractors, it is our secret weapon. And if you're a slightly more reserved person, empathy is your biggest weapon. Nobody, and the amount of people that come into our offices that are just wanting to be heard, that are just wanting to be, even touched. Do you know how many of the elderly population, when they get on your bed, haven't been touched? No one's put their hands on them. No one's held their hand. They've had no physical contact in months. Do you know how many people get on our benches like that? Do you know how amazing it is to be in a profession where we get to be even that role in a society where everything's being replaced? I mean, Amazon opened their first supermarket in the United Kingdom about 2 months ago. Not one staff member. I mean, there's no checkers, no one taking, you just go in and you put your stuff in the basket and then you walk out and it bills your Amazon. Like no team, no staff, right? So everything's being replaced, or people are being replaced. But the beautiful thing about us is we can never be replaced. So when I say empathy, just fully being there for someone, being present, being understanding, and putting an empathy. The definition of empathy is the intention to put yourself in their shoes. And how many of you guys would like a little, let me quickly stop saying it. How many of you would like a little communication tip? Would you guys like a little communication tip? Hello? If you say the following sentence, it sounds like, or it feels like. It sounds like, or it feels like. And if you say to them, then, so Hugo, it sounds like, if I'm reading between the lines, that this back pain, the pain's a problem. The thing that's really causing the problem, or the things you're really concerned about, is that it's affecting the way you play with your kids. And if they say to you, that's right, you've won. And to try this when they're patient tomorrow, and just stop and go, it feels like this and this and this has been a challenge for you. Well, it sounds like, Mary, that actually this has been really frustrating for you. Yeah, that's right. It really has. You're on the right track. If you can get a that's right, that means they are acknowledging the fact that you have that you understand them. And if you start the sentence with, it feels like, it sounds like, if I'm reading between the lines, it feels like this thing has been here for ages, and it's been really draining for you. Am I like on the right track? Yeah, that's right. But your skill set to be able to do that will get better over time. But if you start the sentence with, it feels like, if I'm hearing you correctly, if it feels like, or I'm hearing you correctly, or one of those. And then if you get a, yeah, that's right. And if you don't, that's fine, because they can see you getting your attention, you're trying to get, and if they don't say, yeah, that's right, they may say, no, it's not frustrating. It's just a real concern for me. I get it. Write that down. I get it. You can't say, I get it enough. You can't say, I get it enough. You can't say, I got it. Cool, got it. So communication is 360, by the way. So when someone gives you energy towards you, you have to acknowledge, it's called landing. You have to go, I got it. Now you assume that they know that you got it, but they don't. How many of you have ever been speaking to someone before and they were there, but you know they weren't there? Do you know who's the best at this? Ladies on this call. Ooh, they can, men, they know when you're not there. They know when you're not there. Yes. My wife will say to me all the time, she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm preparing for tonight. My mind's somewhere else. But how many of you guys are, when if you're at a party or you're at a social occasion and someone's talking to you and then they look over your shoulder at someone walking past? How irritated do you feel? Or they look at your watch. They look at their watch. Think about the emotional, or they pick up their phone and they look at their phone while they're speaking to you. Think of the emotional aspect you go through. Now, the flip side of that is you need your communication to land. So start with, it sounds like, it feels like, etc., etc. And they say that's right. That means you're in tune. If they say no, then ask them, okay, so what does it feel like, or what is going on, or whatever. And I get it. Got it. Next, move that. Was that helpful? Give me a thumbs up there. And that is the definition of empathy. That's the definition of empathy. The definition of empathy is the other person feels like you can grasp their world. You can put yourself in their shoes, and you are on the right track straight away. If they feel that from you. So you can't say those sentences enough. Okay, number 3. Let me show. So we've got energy, empathy, and number 3 is hang on. There we go. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Lucas, yeah. Okay, cool. So number 3 is, so we've got energy, empathy, and certainty. Cool. Now, some of you are going, certainty, yeah, we know that. We know certainty. Here's what I'm going to teach you as students. How many of you remember, well, you should remember my story. Was I certain about chiropractic or my technique or anything when I finished college? Was I certain? Yes or no?
Not really.
No, freaking hell no, I wasn't certain about it. So would you guys like to know the secret to becoming certain? Give me a wave if you'd like to know the secret to becoming certain. If you do this one thing, you will definitely become certain. And I'm only going to teach it if I get a lot of energy and waves. Give me some waves and I'll teach it. Good job, guys. Good job. Good energy, good energy, good energy. The C, here is big C, certainty. Here's certainty. And if you want to get to certainty, all you have to do is have a lot of determination. You see, none of us came out of the womb. We weren't born certain about chiropractic. We weren't born certain about business. We didn't know anything. So what comes first? What comes first? Does certainty come first? Are you just like, are you born with certainty? No. The thing that comes first is what? Determination. Determination comes first. Everyone thinks, hey, if I'm not feeling certain right now, there's something wrong with me. No, welcome to the club. Like certainty is often a little bit referred to like faith. Faith waxes and wanes. Sometimes even in the Bible, it talks about faith waxes and wanes. You go through moments of extreme certainty and moments where you doubt yourself. That's normal. But I promise you, if you keep determination, you will continue to become certain over time. Does it make sense? You good? Everyone with me? Cool. So those three things, if you can have energy, empathy, and certainty. The other two triangles are really, really quick. They are not really, they're just for you to have foundations. These are your three foundational triangles that I want you guys to understand. There's two business triangles that everyone in business needs to understand. There's only really two ways to make two triangles, if you will, to make a business work. What you're trying to do is learn the skill set of the following. You need to be able to acquire or get new patients. That's number one. You need to be able to acquire or get new patients. And that's number one. Number two is you need to be able to convert new patients. Number three is you need to be able to, in some way, shape, or form, keep. Okay, like that's it. It's like, oh, business is complicated. It's not really. Business is not complicated. Business is actually really simple. We complicate it. You need to be able to get new patients, convert new patients, and keep new patients. They are all different skill sets. To get new patients is called marketing. To convert is called sales. To keep is a little bit of both and mixed with certainty over time. So marketing, sales, certainty. In the probably best triangle that I've ever learned when it comes to business, if you want to grow your business, there's only three ways, right? If you want to grow your business. So number one is this is what all great chiropractors have. Number two is these are like the basic skills you have to learn. Okay, skills. You have to learn how to get, convert, and keep new patients. And if you want to grow your practice, the only way to grow any business, forget about a practice, the only way to grow any business is the following. Number one, you can increase new patients. Number two, what's another way? By the way, who can give it to me? Where is in the chat? Why can't I see the chat? Where is my chat? Participants. Where? I'll just give it to you guys. Oh, yeah. There we go. In the chat, what's number two? So number one, getting new patients. How else do I grow a practice? Type in the chat. How else?
Social media.
Nope. Like think more broad. Number one, if I want to grow, I have to increase new patients. Okay, I'm going to tell you now, Pierre. I'm going to tell you now a little bit more about that. Number two. Nope. What else? You can speak. That's get new patients. But there's something else. If I want to make more profit. More profit's important, by the way. If you have more profit, you can feed the business. Okay. Only three ways. Number one, more new patients. Number two is increase price. Like everyone's complicated. No, it's not. It's not complicated. This is a very famous business owner's triangle, by the way. forget his name. His name is, I forget his name now. I'll think of it in a moment. But number one, get more new patients. If you're like, I want to grow, great, get more new patients, or raise your price. Now, pricing is a big thing. You can raise your price. You can do price positioning play. It's a big strategy. But so I'm simplifying it here. And the last one is you can increase your number of transactions or number of adjustments or the number of times someone uses your service. So that is number of transactions. Okay, transactions. Now in chiropractic, we call that a PVA. Okay, so just quickly jot those down. That is the only three ways you can grow any practice, any business. More new patients, increase the price, or more money per visit. There's other ways to do that, or increase the number of times that somebody uses your service or buys your product. That's the only three ways to grow that in any way, shape, or form. So let me just quickly see you guys. I can see you. I'll stop sharing there. So let me ask you a question. On this call, now I've got hundreds of chiropractors I train with every week, qualified chiropractors. They've been in practice for years, and they don't know what this term is. So if you don't know what it is, it's fine. It's normal. But raise your hand if you do not know what a PA is, PVA. Raise your hand. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. So PVA stands for patient, visit, average. Patient, visit, average. If someone wants to translate that to me in French so everyone gets that, feel free to do that. Patient, visit, average. Patient, visit, average is how many times on average does a patient see you? So that's one of your metrics you're going to measure, right? And you're going to look at that on a weekly basis. So practice growth tip. You've got to be looking at all your numbers on a weekly basis. Those of you that don't like measuring, suck it up. Anything that gets measured improves. Anything that gets measured improves. So how do you know what Weight Watchers is? Weight Watchers. Have you heard of Weight Watchers? Yeah. So Weight Watchers, like a big, very successful franchise in America. And they help people lose weight. They help people lose weight, right? Very, very successful. And you have to go every single week to this physical location. They help you with diet plan, help everything. They're a massive company, like worth hundreds and hundreds of millions. And every single week, do you know why they're so successful? You have to drive there. And what's the first thing they do when you walk in the door? Errol, you know, they weigh you. You get on a scale. And if you get on the scale, you're nervous and you're not going to eat that extra cake because they're going to measure me. Right? So you're nervous and you change behavior. So when you measure yourself every week, you start to change behavior. Are you with me? Yes? So anything that you want to improve, you have to measure. Anything. If I want to help you guys improve studying, this is the first thing I'll do. I'll say, great, you're going to send me a text every day and tell me how much you studied today. Yeah. Nadeg. Today. I'm like, today, how much did you study? And you have to send it to me every single day for 30 days. Every single person on this call will get better marks if that's all they did. Don't do it. Don't send me the text. But if you did that, you get better. I promise you get better. Why? Because it's accountability. So you have to measure. Okay, so here are my tips. I know you guys got lots of very, very cool questions, but you must understand that just in my coaching group, and I work with chiropractors all over the world. Like we sometimes speak for 4 days on just pricing, on just PVA, on just any of the things I've structured today. So here are my 3 biggest tips. Okay, by the way, first of all, how many of you are learning something? Are you learning something? Give me a wave. Are you learning something? Awesome. I want to know. I'm not teaching anymore until you put in the chat. What have you learned? Carl, what have you learned? Quentin, what have you learned? Pauline, what have you learned? Marina, Benjamin, what have you learned? Benjamin, my son's name's Ben. My son's name's Benjamin too. Good name. Are there any Emmas? My daughter's name's Emma. Emma and Ben. Type in the chat. Manon, what have you learned? Adri, Those with your cameras on, I appreciate you so much. Dimitri, what have you learned? Pauline, what have you learned? Put in the chat, put in the chat. Energy is everything, baby. 3 golden. Yeah. Empathy, energy. Put in the chat, please. Dimitri, what did you learn? I need to work on my energy. Manon, it's key. It's key. It's key. But don't worry. Don't forget. I haven't touched on something. Triangles. What have you learned? Anna? What have you learned? Matthew? Valentine? Know your numbers. Confidence. Determination leads to certainty. That's a beautiful one. Beautiful. It sounds like, it feels like. Energy, determination, certainty. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Well done. Well done. Well, thank you for participating. All of those. Thank you for participating. One of my mentors taught me that how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. It's like, just be honest, like someone like, oh, I'm too cool to type in the chat. Well, you're probably going to be too cool to see lots of patients then. Energy. Everything's about what? Energy. Just do anything. You'll be more successful than everyone else. I promise. It was like, I can't believe that bald man's telling me off. I'm telling you off with love, with love, with love, with love. Energy is key. Okay. Touching is so important. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, great. So you guys are learning something. Would you like me to teach you 3 things, what I believe like a formula that I found very powerful to open your first practice? Would you like me to teach it to you? Cool. So, I mean, I could teach this forever, but I haven't got all that much time. So here are 3 things that I'd like you to work out, or 3 things that I'd like you to know when you open your first practice. It's 3 little golden tricks. Number 1, everyone needs to know their break-even number. Okay, your break-even number. And more specifically, your break-even number of adjustments. So what am I talking about here?
Can you share your screen again? Oh, sorry. I think.
Oh, sorry. I'm typing without sharing my screen.
Sorry.
There we go. There we go. Good call, whoever that was. Okay, so you guys can see my screen? Cool. Break-even number. So what am I talking about? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. When you open your practice, raise your hand if you think you're going to be a bit scared, if you're going to be shitting yourself a little bit. You will. You will. All the liars, put up your hand. You will. I tell you why. Because it's scary. You sign the lease, you sign the rent, and they say, hey, I want 6 months. I want 6-month deposit. You're like, oh, you have to go to the bank and get money. Oh, you have to hire someone. Oh, scary stuff. Anna, it's scary stuff, I promise. I promise it's scary stuff. So this will help you. The reason I need you to know this is it'll help you decrease fear. It'll help you decrease fear. If you know this number, you will start to make better decisions. And there's a concept in business that you want to reduce to the lowest unit. So reduce to lowest unit. It's actually a reduce to ridiculous. Reduce to ridiculous. Reduce to ridiculous. Now, I'm sure I know most of you can't read my handwriting, but it's there. So what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? So this is what I want you to do. I don't know. Is there anyone on this call? Is anyone opening a practice now? Is there anybody on the call? Let me stop sharing. Is there anybody on the call right now that is busy negotiating a lease or looking at a rental? Is there anybody that's found a place they want to rent? I'm about to help you massively. So if someone, it'll help the whole group. Is there anybody that's looked at rental or anything? Okay, so let me just do it as an exercise. So here's the exercise I'm gonna do with you guys. So break even is this. Okay, let's say you open your first practice. This is how you're going to decide on the size of place you want to get or something. You always got to know your break-even number. By the way, does that translate? Like Hugo, does that translate? When I say break-even number, how many of you, sorry, let me just ask the audience. Just quick, give me a show of hands here. How many of you know when I say break-even number, how many of you know what that is? And if you don't, I'd rather you tell me so I can do. How many of you do not know what that is?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, great. So break-even number is this. How many adjustments do you have to see in a week? The minimum number of adjustments to pay for all your expenses. How many patients do you have to see adjustments? Do you have to see in a week to pay for your expenses, your minimum expenses? That is a very important number because most of the time it's way less than you think. So this is how you do the math. You go, here's an example. I want to rent this place. I want to do this business. And I like this place. And I want to rent, but I don't think I can afford it. It's it's 1,500 euros a month. Let's say 2,000 euros a month. And you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can afford it. Like it sounds so expensive, whatever it is. So here's what you do. This is how you work it out. So I'm gonna share my screen again with you. So let's say, so everyone can follow along here. So let's say it's 2,000. Let's say I'm just gonna keep it simple because of time. If it's 2,000 euros a month, so I want you to know how many people you have to see a week to cover your expenses, and this is how you work it out. You might do this. You go, so okay, in a week, so 2,000, and I'm going to say, let's say you charge 45 euros. Let's say you charge, just argument's sake, let's say 45 euros divided by 45 equals, okay, so 2,000 divided by 45 equals, you need 44 adjustments in a month, right? So then you go 44 divided by 4, which is 4 weeks in a month, roughly 11. So I need 11. Now that's just rent. So we're not talking about staff or advertising or anything, but I need 11 adjustments a week to pay for my rent. Are you guys with me so far? Are you guys with me? Hello? Great. Now, how many of you think that sounds quite achievable? Yeah, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I can do that. It's only 11. And then you go, hey, but maybe, and then someone goes, but I could never afford the 3,000 euro a plate. I could never afford 3,000 euros. You're like, okay, but let me do the same math. Let's see. Who says I can't afford let me make a decision, not based on fear. Let me make a decision based on facts. So you go like, let's do the math. So for 2,000, it was 11. But what if I wanted the bigger, nicer place? Let's do this. So you go like this. You go at 3,000 euros or pounds. You go, okay, well, that divided, so what did I say? That divided by 45. 45 equals, so I need 66 adjustments a month divided, then you go divided by 4, 16 a week. Now look at the difference. So everyone's like, oh, it sounds so scary. But the difference, if you look at the difference here, or let me do a different pen here. The difference between 11, it's only 5 extra adjustments a month, and you can afford sometimes the practice of your dreams. Are you guys with me so far? Are you with me? So I can't tell you how many new chiropractors I've coached. Now, here's the other question. Let's say you got practice A and practice B. One, you need 11 adjustments a week to pay for the rent. The other one, you need 16. That's only 5 extra. The question you have to ask is, if I get the bigger place, will it automatically help, like that bigger place, better setting, more cars driving past? Do you think that that in itself will create the extra 5 adjustments a week, and it's paid for itself? So then you make a better decision based on, oh, well, I can do 5 extra adjustments. Many of you you can just bribe your family to come in for 5 extra adjustments, and you can pay for the bigger place. So you can make better decisions. But I tell you this, if you go into business and you do not know your break-even number, you are very naive. That is, all I want you to know is the very minimum, and based on a unit, how many adjustments do I need in a month to pay for my rent, staff, advertising, let's say. And now you start with realistic expectation. You're like, great, before I open the doors, I need about 80 or 120 a month to pay for all my expenses, divided by 4 per week, what do I need? And then you're starting with a realistic expectation of what you actually need to run a business. Give me a little thumbs up if you learned something there. How many of you learned something? Yes, that's awesome. Now you go into business and you're ready. You're like prepared. Do you know how many businessmen do not do that? I forget about chiropractic. I'm like, how can you start a business and not even know what income you need to bring in to pay your expenses? It's insane. But by the way, the fact that you know just that one trick makes you better than literally 80% of the business owners on the planet. Do you know how few businesses even do that? So everybody do this, do this, do this, do this. Pat yourself on the back and say, I'm a business genius. I'm a business genius. Simeon, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Thank you. I'm a business genius. So like, you know more than most people, because how many of you have heard the saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man or woman is king or queen? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man or woman is king or queen. And business is the land of the blind. Most people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay. They don't know what they're doing. 80% of businesses go out of business in the first 5 years. 80%. So I honor you for being business geniuses already in the land of the blind. You only have to be better than the blind. Okay, so how many of you are ready to learn the point number 2? Are you ready? Okay, cool. Point number 2. Let me just remind myself what it is. Okay, cool. When you open your practice, somebody asked about marketing. There's no way. Okay, go to dcpracticegrowth.com. Hugo, can you type that in the chat? www.dcpracticegrowth.com. On there, you can go get my book. It's free. You just pay for the postage. It's called New Patient Avalanche. You can get it if you want. You don't get it if you don't want to get it. It doesn't matter. But that's a whole book on marketing. Okay, there's no ways I can teach you about everything, but just go and get the book. It'll help you. It's only $7.95 or something. Like you can all share it. I don't care. Someone buy one, and students can all share. I don't care. But get the book. I promise you it'll help you. People all over the world get it if you want. $7.95. Okay. Marketing is very, very important. But here's my strategy, which I haven't taught anywhere in any book. This is how I've opened 9 practices from scratch. 9 practices from scratch. And I have a formula. And I only teach it to people with lots of energy. Hello? Okay, let's do it. You're gonna have fun, guys. You're gonna have fun. I'm having fun. Okay, cool. So here we go. Here's the formula. When you open a practice, I want you to follow this formula, right? It's 1, 10, 100. 1, 10, 100. 1 stands for this. I want you to start marketing by the way, can you guys hear like a tick, 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 tick? Can you hear? There's like there's a massive clock in the room. It's nothing I can do about it. So it's annoying for me too, I promise. Okay. So first, number one, you have to, at the very least, you could do this. This is even better. If you change the one, but it doesn't flow as nicely as a formula, but it's 1/2, but at least 1 or 2. 2 better, but 1 to be safe. 1 month. So let me go back. 1 month before you open your practice. Sorry. 1 month before you open your practice, you need to start marketing hard. You start 1 month before. There's no point like you can have a soft opening, but you just go out and you start marketing at least 4 weeks before you open the doors. At least 4 weeks before you open the doors. Somebody out there might tell you, I opened a practice and I didn't do that. Well done to them, but I promise you, I've opened more practices than them. And it's not that it won't work. You can definitely not do this and still be fine. But what I'm going to try to do for you here is I want to guarantee that you can pay rent your first month. You guys understand? Yes or yes? So then you start at least 1 month. It's better to start 2 months. At least 4 weeks, you go all in and all you do is market. How are you going to do that? Formula number 2 is 10. Actually, I'm going to do this. Okay. So let's do a different color. So 10. 10 what? 10 things. 10 things. Events. And could be made up of a million things. 10 marketing strategies. 10 marketing things, events, marketing strategies. I believe in the power of 10. I've taught it for many years. Anyone that wants to grow, I just said, just do 10 things. Oh my word, sounds like a lot. Do you want to be successful or not? It's only 10. It sounds like so much. It's 10, bro. Not that many. Just do 10. So 10 things. What 10 things am I talking about? You can do 3 talks. You can do 2 Facebook ads. What's that? That's already 5. You can do, great one, how I built my business. 3 screenings. Oh, screenings are hard work. I know they're hard work. Do you want to be successful or not? You got to get out there and do something. 3 screenings. What else can you do? What about 3 talks? You do talk external. This is talk. You can also do 1 Facebook talk. You can do an in-house. There's so many things you can do. But just aim for 10 things. Sometimes, if you're lucky, sometimes it could just be 10 screenings, because you live in a big town and there's lots of, if you're unoriginal and you're still learning, that's fine. Just do 10. Or like, what if you're really good at doing talks, or what if you're really good at getting into companies? So we do, when Corona wasn't around, we used to do lots of talks. I teach people how to do this. Like go into a company and do a lunch and learn and talk, and then you say, come see me as a patient. I got 60 in one talk. I was there for 30 minutes. I got 63 new patients in 30 minutes, paid new patients. How many of you would like to get 63 new patients in 30 minutes? Only 4 of you. US, it's a yes, by the way. You want that. You want that, I promise. So you can do, but just aim for 10. And then last one is Brian, 100. Yeah.
Just can you clarify what training means? I don't think everyone gets it. If you can just explain that a little bit more, please. Thanks.
Okay, I'll go through it now with you. No, it's a good question. Let me go to 100. I'll circle back around. Good question. 100 is just 100 new patients. So I want you to market 1 month. I want you to market yourself 1 month before, and you're going to aim for 10 things, and you're going to get 100 new patients before you open the doors. Now, what if you don't get 100? No problem. Because if you open the doors with 43, you will still be much better than most of anybody that opens a practice. Imagine opening the practice with 43 new patients. How many guys think that's pretty cool? Before you open the doors. Of course it's cool, but I want you to aim for 100. I want you to aim for 100, right? And if you get 72, you're going to be better than everyone else. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man or woman is king. Do you think your competition is going to aim for 100? No. Do you think your competition is going to have one person in the diary, in the schedule before open? No. And that's where you win. You just win by just doing anything, energy, just do anything and you're going to win. Give me a thumbs up or some type of energy if you're learning something. Are you learning something? Yes. 1 month before, 10 things, 100 new patients. Oh, but I never got 100. I only got 47. Oh. Well done. You're awesome. 47 is freaking awesome. But I want you to aim for 100. You know, and that's so much better than everyone else, right? Cool. So how many of you guys are, like, honestly, genuinely, how many of you guys think this is pretty cool stuff? I promise you it works. I've done it so many times. I promise. Okay. Okay. And then the last thing is this. This is really big. This is really big. This is really, really important. And I only and I'm going over now. I'm going over. And I only teach this to people with really good energy. Okay. Let's do it. Anna, good energy. Leo, good energy card. Good job, Laura. Good job, Benjamin. Good job, Justine. Good job. So here is what I want to teach you. Here's what I want to teach you. I don't know if this is going to translate, but I'm going to try. Okay. So, what is that?
The roof.
And what do you call the space between the house and the roof? That area. What do you call that area? What do you guys call it?
I've got a blank.
What do you call it?
I forgot.
I mean, the wooden thing.
How many guys?
The wooden thing you put.
Yeah, like, you know. No, like above the house. You know, like in America they call it an attic.
Yeah,
to do
attic.
Storage. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, storage. Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's like a basement, but then on the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a grenier, I don't know, grenier, combles. Okay, you guys, but you all know what I'm talking about, yes? Yeah. And generally speaking, what goes in the combles? Crap, shit, rubbish, storage. You guys, you know me, like junk, and you store it up there. Yes. Now you're all probably, well, not all, but a lot of you are a bit young to fully understand this right now. But here's what's going to happen. You may understand this. When I speak to, like, say, 50-year-olds, most of my clients are around there. They get this because we start you find your sweetheart, you get married, you do whatever, and you buy your first home. And it's a little, you got no money when you start, and you buy your first little home, and it's a nice little home, and it's beautiful, and you love it. And in this house, you have a attic, and it's a small little home. And before you know it, without even trying, you fill the entire, let me share my screen again. Before you know it, you've filled the entire attic with like boxes and storage and a whole bunch of stuff. How many of you have like a story? Where's, like, my men, especially men on this call, you know your drawer next to your bed. You know the drawer next to your bed? All the shit you put in there. It's like, it fills so quickly, yes? It's like all that stuff. You're like, what? Like, and you store, and it gets full very quickly. How many guys know what I'm talking about? And you're like, I can't ever throw this away. And it's like batteries from like 20 years ago. Anyhow, you fill the space. And before you know it, you filled it. And then what happens is you start making a little bit of money and you go, we're going to move to a bigger house. Okay. And you go buy a house that is twice or whatever the size. Boom. And then all this junk, you go, whoop, whoop. I'm going to put the junk there. And it goes, all the junk fits just in there. And then you're like, we never ever, I mean, we filled this because it was a small house, but we never ever going to fill the entire attic ever again with junk. And what happens? What happens?
You fill it up either way because it's you have to fill it up.
So how many of you guys? That doesn't matter the size of attic. If you give a male a bedside table with a drawer, he's going to fill it. If it's a big one or it's a small one, he's going to put junk in there till it's full. So like my wife says to me, she can't give me a big wardrobe. She can't give me if she gives me a space to store my books, and I will fill it. Doesn't matter how big it is. I mean, this entire library here, I'm looking at this beautiful, beautiful library I'm in. It's like, it's just, I will fill, if you give me the space, I will fill it. Does everyone understand that concept? Okay. That is the best definition of a practice you'll ever see. If you create the space, you will fill it. If you create the space, you will fill it. So the biggest mistake you can make, now space, there's three spaces. There's three space. Okay, three types of space. And then I'll start wrapping up. There's three types of space. Number one, three types of space. I should try share, yeah, there you go. Number one, the first type of space is physical. So physical, like don't start too small. The biggest mistake you can make is start too small. That's why I taught you about break even. Don't start too small because you will become root bound. Go Google the word, go Google what root bound is. Now, if you've ever seen a pot plant, have you guys seen a pot plant? And you know when you break the pot and the roots inside have wrapped around the pot. How many of you guys have seen that? Yeah, so that's called root bound. That means the tree can't grow anymore because the roots can't go anymore. Why? Because it was too small. The pot was too small. Now, the problem with starting too small is you will reach capacity too quickly. So number one, you make sure, so in the beginning, you won't have that much money. So you'll be tempted to, I'm just going to start small, but I'm going to push you and I'm going to go, don't start too small, or at least go into a place. I've done it many times where you've got the ability to grow bigger. If you've got the access to finance, mom, dad, whoever, the bank, start bigger than you feel comfortable. When someone says to me, oh, but I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. Nobody ever achieved anything great feeling comfortable. I want you to feel uncomfortable because guess what? If you feel uncomfortable, are you going to hustle? If you feel uncomfortable, no, you will. If you have to pay the rent, you will work your ass off to pay the rent. If you don't start too small, promise you. Everyone's like, oh, I feel comfortable. You got to make sure that in some way, shape, or form, you feel at least put yourself out there. Does it make sense? Yes or yes? Cool. So just put yourself in the position that stretches you. Number two, I'm not going to write it down, is your team. Your team. So one is, I'll just share with you quickly. That way you don't need it. Is team. Don't start like, you may start with, I highly recommend you don't start just you. You must have start with the CA or receptionist. You must start with the CA. People try to do this thing all by themselves. Why? I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to. I can't book a patient into the front desk. I don't even own keys. I don't even own keys to one practice. I don't even own keys. I can't use the computer. Why? Because if something breaks, who are they going to ask? I don't even want to know. So I get to do the thing I'm good at. In my case, I'm good at business. I'm good at teaching. I'm good at this stuff. I don't do all that other stuff, right? So don't start too small with the team. Or at least if you're going to start small, just at least know that you will need a team to become successful. Nobody achieved anything great by themselves. Nobody. Name one millionaire. Name 1 million. Well, I'm sure there is, but we'll name one multi-millionaire who doesn't have a team. No, they've all got a team. They've got solicitors, they've got lawyers, they've got accountants, they got PAs, they got a team. It's just a direct correlation. So don't start too small. And then the last one, so physical, team, and the last space, write this down. M E. Okay, it's you. It's you. And this thing here can be the biggest killer of dreams you'll ever know. This thing here is not wired. It's not wired for big growth, scary. It's not wired for risk. It's wired for safety, small, and protection. Our reptilian brains are there to keep us safe, not to do stuff. And this is what happens. We're scared to do the thing because our brains have gone right back to prehistoric times where we used to run away from saber-toothed tigers. And we think that this fear of death, when all it is just like, it's just business. Like, you'll be fine. And here's the number one tip I can give for everyone on this call. How many of you would like to become successful by a show of hands? How many of you would like to be successful? Great. Would you like to know how to do it? Would you like to know how I did it? Just hang around other people that are successful. Just hang around other people that are successful. And do whatever it takes. Pay for coaching when you can afford it. I never have less than 2 or 3 coaches. For some of you, this is going to freak you out. How many of you would like to know how much money I spend on coaching per month for me? I am normally sitting about 5,000 euros or pounds a month on coaching. Never less. Never really less. I'm not telling you guys to do that. You'll get there. You'll get there. I started with 400 euros, 200 euros, whatever. Whoever you can coach with that feels good for you, go do it. Now, if you're going to be an associate first, go and seek out. We hire lots of associates. Come work for us. Come work for somebody else who you want to model. Those of you who want to open multiple practices, come work for us or someone else. Those of you that want to be specialized, go work for the specialized doc. But that's also mentoring and learning. And don't ask here's the thing, like, what are you going to pay me? Like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter your first year. Do you know what matters? Is what are you going to learn? Do you know how lucky you are to get paid to learn? If you want to go be in Michel Roux's kitchen. Now, his restaurant is just down the road from me. So I live just down the road from a place called Bray, and the Fat Duck was voted the best restaurant on the planet, just down the road, and then his other restaurant. So if you want to learn how to become a Michelin star chef, you pay them. They don't pay you. You pay to go learn from him. So I want you to get paid when you go work first, but also be there and go. I was there for 2 years. I did 2 to 3 years as associate, and then I learned, and then I went and did my thing. So don't worry so much about the percentage, and don't worry about that. Doesn't matter. The stuff that matters is what you're going to learn when you get there. And if you open your own practice from the start, just go join a group, go join an account, and you must pay for it. Because if the person that the more you pay attention. The more you pay attention. Like that's your patients that get adjusted for free are always the ones that give you the most shit. So don't value it. People show commitment with two things, time and money. You guys, commitment here, 7 o'clock at night. I can see the guys dropping off a little bit. I can see those that are on here. You are committed. You're staying on. You're here. Commitment. The other thing is money. People show their commitment with time and money. So, so pay for it. If a friend says, I'll coach you for free, say no. Say no. Because you will not learn if you don't pay for it. Promise. I promise. Okay. That's all I got for you guys. How many guys learned something? Okay, awesome. So here's what I'd like you to do in the chat, and then I'll wrap up. Please type in the chat what you learned. What was your big aha? What did I teach you? What was good? What was bad? What was outrageous? Type in the chat. What do you got? And then if you're not on Facebook with me, okay, actually, here's what I get. Go into YouTube and like my YouTube channel, Ryan Reider, because you'll see my videos. Go do it now. And then type in the chat, what did you learn? What did you learn? Energy. Learn so much. Good. What did you learn, Justine, Alex, Marie, Blanche? What did you learn? Maya, Laura, Anna, Simeon. What did you learn? Carla. Adri? What did you learn? Benjamin. What did you learn? Emma. What did you learn? Matthew. What did you learn? Alex, Pauline. What did you learn? What did you learn? Bryce. Come on. Quentin. What did you learn? Carg. What did you learn? Lucas. Jonathan, what did you learn? Sina, what did you learn? Errol, what did you learn? Nadine, what did you learn? Type in the chat. Very good. Break even number, very important. You are for sure your own limit. Emma, great stuff. Space, you've got to create space. You will fill it. Eugene, I cannot tell you, when you create the space, you fill it. It's amazing. I don't know how it works. The universe hates a vacuum. It fills stuff. Okay, listen. Now, listen, I don't know if we have time for, because I see if quite a few people are jumping off now, but I could probably take one or two quick questions. But my family are waiting for me. So quickly, if you want to ask a question, now's your chance. I'll quickly, first come, first serve, quickly ask a question. Who wants to go?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Ryan. My mind is blown. Literally, I'm buzzing. Thank you so much for everything. I'm just checking up with Rodrigo and Leo. Do we have time for questions? One or two? Maybe one question?
Yeah, go.
If it's all right with you, I understand, and I really want to thank you for taking time off with of your family. But
no, that's all good. That's all good.
I wanted to ask a question. That's all right with you. You can answer really shortly. But could you just explain what you mean with cherish the 5?
Cool. So what he said was cherish the 5. So a lot of people, they'll do a marketing campaign and I'll say to them, how did it go? And they'll say, it went really badly. And I'll say, what do you mean it went badly? I said, we only got 5 new patients. So I want everyone to do the math. A PVA, I taught you guys now, it's patient visit average. If you, a very good patient visit average, some of the docs I work with, they have a patient visit average of say 24 visits, let's say. So most of the people that come to see them 24 times over the lifetime, or 36 times, or 12 times, it doesn't matter. But everyone take your calculator out and quickly do this. So go 45 euros multiplied by 24 equals what? What does it equal? So 24 visits, that's a good PBA, times whatever, what does it equal? patient video. So 45 euro adjustments. You see them 24 times. 45 times 24 equal what? Type in the chat, Justine. What is it? How much? Yeah, there we go, Laura. 1080. 1,080 euros. Okay. Now let's say you get 5 new patients. Okay. And like, oh, it went really badly. Oh, it was so bad. Okay. Now, Laura, times 5. So that's 5,400 euros. Sometimes you do a talk for 30 minutes. How many of you are okay with making 5,000 euros in 30 minutes? If you're not, I'll have it. Send it to me. I'm okay with that. Okay. That's what I mean by cherish the 5. Is that people are like, oh, like, no, there's 5 patients and forget about the money. 5 people's lives you get to change. And then do those people have families? Or were they aliens dropped on the planet with no moms or dads? They got families. They got kids. Oh, we only got 5. I will build $1 million business for 5. 5. Do I want 60? Yes, I want 60. But 5, cherish the 5. That's what I mean. Is that we get too hung up. Like, oh, cherish the 5. 5 new patients. 5 new patients. Do you want the practice of your dreams? The practice of your dreams. 10 new patients a week. 10. Can you do 10? I learned that from a very famous chiropractor and one of my mentors, Fred Schofield. Go check out Fred. Hugo, you should get Fred on this. Fred's a good friend of mine, also South African, but absolutely amazing human being. Amazing human being, South African, but American. And Fred Schofield, one of my mentors. 10. He says 10 a week, 10 a week, 10 a week. The practice of your dreams. You don't need more than that. Practice of your dreams. Okay, cool. Hope that answers your question. Last question, and
amazing,
I'll go.
Amazing. If there's any other questions, feel free, guys. For me, it's all good.
They always say that the person that goes first, who's the brave one? Who's the brave one? Who's going to unmute themselves? Oh! And the clock's ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
I think I've got a question in the chat.
Shit. Yeah.
I don't really understand the question, but there's someone that wants to
Who's
know
it from?
how. It's from Bryce, from Brice.
Yes.
Bryce.
How do you? Yes, I will try, but how do you manage all the people that you get, that you lead? I don't know, the chiropractor.
You my team.
Yes,
my staff team.
Yes, a team of chiropractor that you lead.
Listen, the thing is leadership is leadership. You never a finished product. I'm always learning, Bryce, you know, but leadership is more about creating a safe space for people to operate within. Right. And here's the thing about leadership. The leader goes first. So the best way to describe leadership is this, you know, back in the day, you see someone arrive in a new country, you know, whether it was the people went to, like, you know, Christopher Columbus arrives in this foreign nation and he's like, where are we going to go? Or they're in the Amazon rainforest and they're trying to find a new place. And the leader is the one that goes to the forest and he cuts first. And it's scary. He can't see, and everyone's behind him. And the leader is showing people, and here's the thing about leadership. You're not even sure. The leader is selling people on a better future and hope without even fully knowing it, because they could never know. There's no guarantees. But the leader is the one that goes, I promise it's going to be this, this, and this, even when they don't know. And then their job is to go and make sure that it happens. Their job is to go, it's going to be better. Follow me. I've got no idea how we're going to do it, but it's going to be better. And then the leader's job is to go first and make sure he does it. That doesn't always mean he knows how to do it. He just makes sure he gets there eventually. So Bryce, the best way I can say to you from a leadership perspective is I know I'm very bad at a lot of things. I am very good at a lot of things. Actually, I don't even think I'm very good at a lot of things. I'm very good at a few things. I just do a lot of the stuff I'm very good at. And I get a lot of the stuff I'm bad at done for me. Okay, so I've got a, you spoke, Hugo, you didn't speak to me. You spoke with my operation. Yeah, I spoke with Megan, right? You didn't speak to me. Megan organized this, timings, everything, because I'm disorganized. I can't, like, my team does it for me. So I just make sure you don't hire someone like you. You hire opposite to you. You hire opposite. So what are the stuff you're bad at? And I highly recommend, I don't know if it's in French, but I highly recommend everyone on this call does a Kolbe, Kolbe, Kolbe. It's a personality test, and you do it to your team members, and then you get to know each other. So in a Kolbe, I'm a great starter. I'm a good starter, energized. I'm a terrible finisher. Like, I hate finishing tasks. I'm terrible. Like, if you give me something to do, it's not going to get done. But I know what needs to get done, and I know how to motivate. And some of you are like, oh, that's me. But then you better develop the skill set to have the team around you that can finish for you. If you're a great finisher, you need someone in the team that's a great starter. But this will, if you do Kolbe, you'll see it. So we do this with all my membership clients and all the people we work with. Yeah, KLB. It's very, very cool. Very cool. You can do it online. I will leave it at that for tonight. I will leave you all, and I'll say thank you for your time tonight. I never take it for granted. Time is the most precious commodity on the planet. You could be doing a million things today. Time is the most precious commodity on the planet, and you chose to spend I'm grateful and honored that you chose to spend the last 90 minutes with me. I'm grateful and honored, because you'll never get the next 90 minutes back. And I hope that something I said to you changes your life. I hope it sends you down the path that changes your life. I hope that you serve many people. And in a very famous book called, you should all read it, called Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale. He gives you the formula to be the richest people on the planet. I'll finish with it. Would you like the formula? He says, the person that serves the most makes the most. The person that serves the most makes the most. The person that serves the most makes the most. So go serve. Who can you go help? Just write that. Literally, who can you help? Who can you go help? Lead the field. Go serve the most. If you serve the most, you make the most. Serve the most makes the most. And you become what you think about mostly. You become what you think about mostly. And you become the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So be careful who you spend the most time with. Be careful. Some of you, so like when you're out I see at chiropractic conferences sometimes, I see see everyone hanging out in the corner, and they're like, I want to be successful. I'm like, are those chiropractors you hang around? Are they all broke? Yeah, they're all broke. Why are you hanging out with them? Go find some people that are successful so you can become successful. I know it's scary, but go find them so you can be them. Anyway, I love and appreciate you guys. You're amazing. Please play with me one more time. Please, everyone do this and say I'm awesome. So last thing, if you want my marketing book, go get it. It's $7.95. It's cheap, and then you get it for free. You pay for the ship. I make a loss. I promise you, I make no money when I send it. I make a loss. I lose money when I send it to you, and I just hope it serves you. I love and appreciate you guys. dcpracticegrowth.com. Those of you that ever want to come work in the UK, get in touch with me and my team. You want to come work in the United Kingdom and with all the I'm not British, so you can see. So I always say, everyone, the United Kingdom really changed my life, in many, many ways, and I'm very grateful for it. But if you want to come work there, let me know. Otherwise, I love and appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Give me a wave. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Enjoy your family time in South Africa.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your time. Honestly, thank you for your time.
You're so welcome.
Amazing.
Good, awesome, David, awesome, good job. Okay, I'll say that. Pauline, goodbye. Rodrigo, goodbye. Hugo, goodbye. Dave, goodbye. Leo, goodbye. My DJ, Cog, Lucas, Sheena, Jonathan, I know all. You know what? The people on the call right now, I know you're going to be successful because you outlast everyone else. Everyone's dropping off. Not the committed one. Honestly, Anna, good job. Nadig, Errol, Jonathan, Sheena, Lucas, Cog, Quinton, Bryce, you're going to laugh at my pronunciation. Aurelian, Alex, Matthew, Anna, Simeon, Adri, Benjamin, Emma, Laura, and I don't know, change the name there. Mia, Manon, Alexandra, Eugenie, Justine, Marie, Blanche, Thomas, Pauline, Valentine, Benoit, Paul, and Alice. Bye, guys. See you guys soon.
Cheers, Ryan. Have a good one.
Bye, thank you, Ryan.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome,
much.
guys.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you. Bye.
The innate in me blesses the innate in you. Peace.